What's good? This is Trey, and today I want to talk about how to convert phone numbers into dates. So, this is for you if you are a man who has been approaching women and you've been getting phone numbers, but you're having a hard time converting those phone numbers into actual dates. Now, first, I want to start with when you approach a woman, don't have the mindset of, oh, I need to get her phone number. You want to have the mindset of, I need to get the girl. So it's not about getting her phone number, it's about getting the girl, because you can get a gazillion phone numbers, and as you may know, sometimes it's a fake phone number, or she just doesn't even respond, or she's not interested, or whatever. You know, girls will give you their phone numbers if you're nice or whatever, or they feel sorry for you sometimes. But what we want is, we want a woman to give us her phone number because she really wants us to hit her up, because she really wants to see us, because she's really attracted to us. And so we want to start with that. So when you're approaching a woman, think like this. Okay, women respond to how they feel. So you got to ask yourself, what is the feeling I want to transfer to this woman? What is the feeling that this woman needs to feel in order for her to want to not only give me her phone number, but she's going to want to also go on a date with me? You got to ask yourself that question. What is the feeling? For me, it starts with interest. I want her to feel a sense of interest. I'm interested in this man. I want her to feel a sense of desire. I think I need this man. I think I want this man. And what am I really doing here? I'm giving her a certain feeling, a certain energy that she doesn't get all the time. What is that energy that is not being displayed or demonstrated by a lot of men these days? It's masculinity. This is a path you can take that will allow you to stand out from most men. A lot of men are emasculated, meaning they are not in touch with their masculinity. They are not grounded in their masculinity. They don't embrace their masculinity. But masculinity is something that is very attractive to women, because at the core, what's happening here is energies are in play. The energies are interacting. Masculine energies interacting with feminine energy all day. You just can't see it. But once you have this understanding, then you can apply this. Masculine energy is a proactive, assertive, penetrating energy. Feminine energy is reflective. It's receptive. It follows, right? It needs direction. It needs leadership. It wants to follow. It wants to orbit. You see what I'm saying? Even when they say, they have this term called orbiters. What is an orbiter? It's usually the nice guy who's in his feminine energy, who's passive, who's orbiting the girl. Man, ain't no grounded masculine alpha man that's going to be orbiting no girl. Because he's a masculine man. He's out there being proactive. He's out there getting women. He doesn't have time to orbit any girl. That's a feminine energy. So what you want to do is you want to be the full embodiment of masculinity. I'm telling you, this will solve, if you're having issues with getting girls to want to not only give you their phone numbers, but go on dates with you, I guarantee you, if you focus on becoming more masculine, more grounded in your masculinity, I guarantee you won't have this problem. Because what's going to happen is you're going to become polarizing. It's when you communicate with the woman, she's going to understand that it is either she becomes feminine and submissive to you, or there will be no relationship. You see, when you walk up to a woman and you're being nice and being feminine and shit like that, she'll think, oh, well, okay, we can probably just be friends, or I think he's okay, he's nice, or whatever, right? She's just thinking like that. But when you walk up to her with a masculine presence, with a powerful masculine presence, where you are assertive, you are confident, you know exactly what you want, you're directing the conversation, you're expressing your personality, you're free from outcome, you're not walking on eggshells, you're not seeking any validation, you know what you want, and you lead it, and she better follow. That's your mindsets. Now, she can take it or leave it. You're not forcing her to do anything. You are just leading with masculine energy. And she has a choice. Either she sees value, she likes what she feels, she likes the power, she likes the strength, she wants to follow it, she wants to be a part of it, right? Because a lot of these girls, they're insecure, right? Things are not going their way, they don't understand life, whatever, and then a guy comes up, he shows up who's confident, who's grounded, who's masculine, who's dominant. It's a very attractive thing to a feminine woman, right? So you will typically attract feminine women, which I love feminine women, because they're submissive, they're compliant, they're soft, they're nurturing, they compliment you, right? When a woman is truly in her feminine energy, it's a very beautiful thing. But you will only get that from a woman if you are masculine. Very simple. So for me, I don't have an issue with flaky numbers. I don't have an issue with getting. Usually, when a girl gives me her number, it's very likely that I'm going to end up on a date with her, because when she gives me her number, she's giving me her number because she felt something. She felt a desire to give me her phone number because she feels like she's going to get a reward. She's going to feel more of that masculine energy. It feels good to them. Like when a woman is feminine around you and soft and submissive, doesn't it feel good to have her around? Doesn't it? Especially if she's beautiful. Well, guess what? When a masculine, grounded man who is dominant and secure in himself and is not needing anything, there's no needy energy. Like, we got to just get this needy idea of neediness out of our heads. There are 7 billion people in the world. If a woman is not into you, you got to understand there's 7 billion other people. Do not have this sense of, I need to get her, or what if I don't get her, I'm not good enough. That's a bunch of bullshit, bro. There is so many women out there, and I'm telling you, there are women out there who want you, but they want the masculine version of you. They want the grounded, masculine, confident, dominant version of you. That version of you needs to show up. And so you need to ignite that masculinity. Ignite that masculinity. How do you ignite it, man? You go out there and you start living as a masculine man. What is masculinity? It's a proactive. It's you being proactive. It's you being assertive. It's you going after what you want. It's you being able to exert your will into the world and learn how to maneuver without breaking, without reverting backwards, without becoming passive. You learn how to move. You can't physically fight your way through the world physically. You have to move mentally and emotionally. You got to know how to move, like a magician or an artist, man. You got to be dynamic as a man. You can't just be, that doesn't work. We're not in the caveman days, okay? And even if you want to go this route, it's more about an expression of communication. It's not going to be physical. We don't live in a time where you could just club somebody and take their girl. You have to learn how to communicate. You have to learn how to express yourself in different ways, right? So that's why even nowadays I go into these masculine archetypes, because it's to show you that masculinity is not just one thing. It's not just aggression. It's not just being super manly. It's proactive energy that shows up in different ways. You have a kingly masculinity. You have a magical masculinity. You have a loving masculinity. You have a warrior-like masculinity. You see, there's different versions of masculinity that are necessary depending on the situation, depending on the woman, depending on the environment. And you learn this through repetition, through putting yourself out there, and through understanding that all these things, everything you need to get women is within. Everything you need to get women is within. You have to look within. You have to go deeper within and figure out what is it that needs to be unlocked and expressed to attract what you want. Because in order to get what you want, first you must give. First you must put it out. So if you want feminine, beautiful women, for example, you must put out grounded masculinity. You must demonstrate grounded masculinity. And you must understand what that is, what it means to be a grounded masculine man. It means that you are assertive. You know exactly what you want, and you go for it, and you won't budge. You won't break frame. There's nothing anyone can do to stop you. You won't take no for an answer. And you have an abundance mindset. You know that you can't force anyone to do anything, but you can go into this place of abundance where you're like, okay, if she's not interested, on to the next. And what's going to happen through this process, I'm telling you, is your masculinity will start to come out in different ways, because you will start to get creative. You will realize that, you have to be dynamic. You have to be dynamic, especially if you want to meet and connect with a variety of women. Right? If there's a specific type of woman you want, you have to understand what type of masculinity you need to demonstrate to attract that woman. Each woman is different. Right? You have some guys who they get women, but they get masculine women because the men are feminine and passive and submissive. And I have experienced that. Because I used to be passive and shit like that, and I used to attract masculine women, and it was weird. Your woman leading you and telling you what to do and running the show, that shit is weird, bro. If you want beautiful feminine women, you got to learn how to be a grounded masculine man. So specifically, I've designed a program that is built to reclaim, ignite, and ground your masculinity. Your masculinity has been taken from you. You have been shamed for being masculine, right? You have been misled, misinformed about what it means to be a masculine man. And you've been misinformed on how attractive it is actually. It's very attractive when it's mature, when it's authentic, when it's grounded. When it's not mature, when it's not authentic, when it's fake, when it's awkward, when it's strange, it's not as effective. Part of being grounded in your masculinity is becoming a man who's comfortable being uncomfortable. That's the man who can approach a woman, where most guys approach a woman and he's uncomfortable and he's nervous. The man who can walk up to her and be relaxed and just look at her and smile and communicate. What is he demonstrating in that moment? That's grounded masculinity. He's showing that he can be proactive, he can be assertive, and he can be relaxed. In situations where most people would be nervous and can't control themselves. Very attractive to a woman because it's energy. She can feel your energies very strongly. And that's what we want. So I've created a program. It's called the Masculine Throne Initiation. And the whole point of the program is to help you reclaim, ignite, and ground your masculinity and learn how to channel that masculine energy into achieving your wealth, power, and relationship goals. So essentially, you creating the level of wealth that you'd like to have, you becoming the character and becoming the version of yourself that you are proud of, that you'd like to be, that you tapping into your potential, and you attracting the relationship that you want to have. If you want a certain type of woman, I believe that you should go and get that woman. And I believe you have everything within to get that woman. But we need to get what's within and express it out into the world so you can attract that woman. And until that happens, you will not attract that woman. Until you learn how to reclaim, ignite, and ground your masculinity, you're not going to hit the level of wealth you want to hit. You're not going to get that power you want. And I'm telling you because I know. I had to make this transition. If I would have stayed the way I was, stayed passive, stayed a nice guy, stayed a victim, I would be nowhere near where I am right now. I wouldn't even be able to speak to you right now because I was that shy. I was the guy who used to just sit in the back of the class, and whenever there was a time to speak in front of the class, oh my goodness, I was terrified. Now I can, go on here every single day and speak my truth, no problem. But that was me going through a certain process, and what I've done is I've created a program to help you go through that process with my guidance because I've already went through the process. I know what I did. And I know how to help you speed it up and get to a point where you are fully grounded in your masculinity and you're able, like I said, to channel that because it's like, okay, grounding my masculinity, what's that going to do for you? That's going to give you the strength to go out and get the money you want, go out and cultivate the power and success that you want, and go out and have the relationships you want and feel truly grounded. How confident, how powerful would you feel if you just tapped into that part of you that just wants to go and make shit happen? And do it in a dynamic way. As I said, we are not in caveman days. This is just me this is me tapping into a specific version of masculinity. This is the beast, this is the warrior speaking to you right now. But sometimes I would speak as the king. I would speak as the masculine king. Sometimes I would get more intelligent. I might go into some formula or something. That's more of the magician. And sometimes I speak from a place of love. That's the lover. You see, there's different archetypes of masculinity. And once you have all of these, bro, you become so dynamic, so interesting to women. They can't put you in a box, bro. They can't put you in a box. They're trying to figure you out. You become a challenge. All their attention is going to be focused on you because they're like, bro, this guy is so amazing. And they will tell you. They will tell you this, so it will be confirmed. It's not that you're seeking validation, but they will tell you this. So if you're interested in learning more about the masculine throne initiation, just private message me, say masculine throne initiation. I'll give you more details. See you in the next videos. Thanks for watching. Peace.